Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today in this video we're going to be focusing on the South West franchise and how it came to be. So without further ado, let's get into it. For some background, the South West franchise is the provision of services running out of London Waterloo, going towards Surrey, Hampshire, Somerset, Dorset, Berkshire, Wiltshire and Devon. This basically means that the franchise holds these services and is awarded to the company or the joint venture with the highest bid. The South Western franchise was joined with the Isle of Wight franchise, known as the Island Line. In 2023, two train operating companies have operated on the franchise, these being South West Trains, owned by Stagecoach from 1996 all the way until 2017, when a joint venture of First Group and MTR began operations, with a new operating company known as South Western Railway. The franchise served in total 213 stations, operating 185. We're now going to go over the two train operating companies. Privatisation in the early 1990s meant that rail franchising between different companies would begin. In 1995, the Director of Passenger Rail Services announced that they had awarded the franchise to Stagecoach, and services started on the 4th of February 1996. The first ever privatised scheduled train in 48 years was the 0510 Twickenham to London Waterloo service. The franchise started off with the Class 455 and 456, the Class 411, 412, 421, 43, 442, Class 158 and Class 159. By the end of the franchise, the fleet consisted of 455s, 456s, 458s, 450s, 444s, 158s and 159s. The services they ran are on screen now. The mainline services would be run out of London Waterloo to places like Southampton Central, Bournemouth and Weymouth. The Portsmouth Direct Line via Guildford and Housemere leaves the West Main Line at Woking. The West of England Main Line towards Salisbury and Exeter, which leaves at Main Line at Basingstoke, using trains like the Class 444, 450, 158 and Class 159. Suburban services consist of the following: London Waterloo to Reading Line, containing the Hounslow Loop, the Windsor Branch, the Chertsey Loop from Virginia Water to Weybridge and the Ascot to Guildford Line, the Mole Valley Line, the Kingston Loop, the new Guildford Line, the Hampton Court Line and the Alton Branch. These lines use trains such as Class 455s, 456s, 458s and 707s. Most of these services are electrified using the 750-volt DC third rail. More about the fleet. All the trains on the services were ordered during Network South East. 45 5-coach Class 444s were produced from 2003 to 2004, and 127 4-coach Class 450s were produced from 2002 until 2006. These trains were known as the Siemens Zeros and were built in Germany. They are capable of going 100 miles an hour, which is the maximum speed on third rail. Replaced trains like the Class 411, 412, 41 and 43. The Class 444 and 450 won on the more regional services, along with the Class 158 and 159. Class 458 was built by Bombardier in the late 1990s, originally as the Class 458-0, a 4-car unit which is able to go 100 miles an hour. These trains served the more suburban services, including trains towards Reading. In 2014, South West Trains refurbished the units to 458-5 units, meaning that the train will be longer. However, in consist, they will only be able to run in a 10-car formation. This had also meant that they were only able to go 75 miles per hour, otherwise the rotors would overheat. If you want to hear more about these trains, I suggest watching Maverick Hunter Daniels' reviews. Most trains are situated at either Clapham Junction or Wimbledon sidings in depot. South West Trains, the Island Line was operated using Class 483s, which was next under the Underground 1938 tube stocks. As regards to ticketing, South West Trains planned to have ticket machine at every station. Oyster cards are and still used within Greater London. Megatrain, a ticketing subsidiary of Stagecoach, sold off-peak tickets on some longer distances. In 2013, the DfT discussed about the South West Trains franchise being extended until 2019. However, in 2015, Stagecoach had confirmed talks failed And in February 2016, Stagecoach and a joint venture between First Group and MTR started to bid for the new franchise. Announced in March 2017, at first MTR had won the railway franchise and began as South Western Railway on the 20th of August 2017. Trains like the Class 444, 450, 158 and 159 are in the process of being repainted into the new colours. South Western Railway planned to replace their suburban fleet, the Class 455s, 456s and 707s, with the new Class 701 Adventurers, which are currently on test. The Class 483s have already been replaced by the Class 484D trains. The Class 456s were withdrawn from services in January 2022. This meant that the Class 455s can now only operate in 4 and 8 coach configurations, as the Class 456 would usually run with the Class 455. At the moment, the Class 458 is being refurbished to allow it to run until 2027. The Class 707 is being transferred to Southeastern. As of now, 12 sets remain on South Western Railway. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this type of video, make sure to like and subscribe. This will allow me to create more videos just like this. Other than that, thank you for watching this video and see you guys next time.